So first, when we walk up to one of these trees, we look inside the container, as Jake's gonna do, and he's checking to see if there's any dead leaves or any damage. So this tree is clearly alive because of the growth. So then we're gonna measure the tree based on how tall it's grown. So then we're gonna record the data. We're basically looking to see if the tree's alive or dead. And if it's dead, we mark it with the spray can there to make sure that the people who are looking at the trees know from a far distance. We can also write down any extra notes to see if there's any damage. The main thing we're looking for in these trees is we do a test from the top of them, and if they're bendable but they don't break, then they're most likely alive. And we also look to see if they're budding. This one is not. And then we also have the mallet to hit these wood sticks back in that keep the trees up. And here's an example of a dead tree that we pulled out of the ground. And this one had already been eaten up by the bulls, which they look for shelter and food inside of these trees, which we're trying to prevent to keep them alive for the restoration project. And so far in our row, I believe we've only had 2 dead trees. So I'd say it's a pretty good day. And that's how we're trying to keep the land safe and help the stream from pollution.
Having these native plants bring in more native species where they can be able to thrive. Native plants can provide food and shelter for the native species, such as oak being the keystone species supplying a bunch of caterpillars as food and as a research for shelter, thus giving a healthy and biodiverse community. The need for habitat restoration efforts is a way to undo changes that have been done to the environment. The need for our contribution efforts is to be able to have more hands-on and involvement in being able to help where we can for our community. We learn the important role of riparian buffers and their help in keeping our streams clean.